All right, we got a lot to talk about this morning. We're going to talk about the ranking of the IU transfer class. I know it doesn't matter. I know what matters is winning ball games. I know that. Playing good defense, playing good team-first defense, shooting the ball, shooting with accuracy, setting good screens, blocking out, getting rebounds, all that stuff. Come October, we're going to be able to talk about that and talk about it a lot and what kind of a coach DeVries is. However, until then, we want to talk about Indiana basketball, especially with the new coach in town. All these transfers coming in like in a torrent. We got stuff to talk about. Indiana, they're fourth in the country in the transfer portal right now with 5 holes to go. 5 holes to fill. That's a lot to go. Now we know what happened last year. We'll talk about this last year. A bounty of talent in the transfer portal came to Indiana. And then what? They couldn't meet or exceed expectations. That became a problem. And now we got a new coach, not Mike Woodson, but Darren DeVries. We'll talk about it. 1 week from tonight, rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL draft are going to be held at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we're going to see what the Colts are going to do. And we've got some ideas of what they might be able to do, at least what positions they're going to look at in the second and the third round. Of course, what determines what they're going to be able to do at 45 and then at 80 is what happens prior to 45 and 80, right? They're going to have to figure out how to adjust on the fly. That's why they always say, let the board talk to you. I'm done with letting the board talk to you. I want to yell at the board, tell it what to give me. And that will require in the first round, which is going to be 6 days from tonight, you got to yell at the board and tell it what to do. Go make it happen to go get Tyler Warren. Now at 45 and 80, things aren't nearly as dire, right? Things aren't quite as critical, mission critical. At 45, you're going to get a guy. Or do you do what they did in 2020? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Pacers. They opened their playoff series in just 1 day. It's tomorrow already. The postseason is here. Playoffs. Pacers fans rejoice. What do you got when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks? What do they have available? What do they have that is not available? The Pacers, almost entirely healthy. And that's a really good thing. So Pacers have depth. Pacers are going to be able to match up, I hope, with Giannis Antetokounmpo, figure out a way to keep him from getting to the 10. We'll see if they're able to do it. Or we'll see if the Bucks have a kind of an ace up their sleeve and can get him sort of rolling to the point where they can win, steal that first game at Cambridge Fieldhouse tomorrow. This is Breakfast with Kent for Friday, April 18th, 2025, brought to you by the great people at MyBookie. At MyBookie, you can bet on anything, anytime, from anywhere. And when you use promo code Kent, K-E-N-T, hey, you unlock a sign-up bonus that's going to make you a winner before you even play. Also, the great people at Today's Dentistry. At Today's Dentistry, they do work. They are wonderful at what they do. Dr. Mike O'Neill, the best dentist in the world, he's been my dentist for the last 30 years. That's how good he is. I never think about going anywhere else. The hygienists are great. The assistants are great. Dr. Mike O'Neill, absolutely great. And the people up front, the front office people, are absolutely phenomenal. Give them a call. You got to go to the dentist at least once every 6 months. And once every 6 months is fine. But give Dr. Mike O'Neill a call and make an appointment. Ask for Julie at this number, 317-849-2933. All right, make sure and subscribe. We've got the fabulous prize wheel right here. We are going to spin it thusly. It's perfectly balanced. We have it calibrated by professionals twice each weekday. And that's the number of times we give away stuff. And today, every day, each show, we're giving away an Our Lads 2025 pre-draft guide. Now, that's via PDF. So it's emailed to you, and it's available almost immediately. As soon as you win, I put the link to the Our Lads guide in the show description, so you can order it if you want to. And if you win, I send your email to the Our Lads people, and they activate your membership and you get a notice that your Our Lads is there for you, or they just send it to you via email, and it's awesome. Independently researched, you're going to read stuff in the Our Lads draft guide that you will not read anywhere else. That's what these people do. That's all they do. They're not like doing a million different things, spinning plates all over the place, and then saying, well, let's have that kid right out of school, write our draft guide. No, this is what they do. So you're going to want to win it, and you've got to be a subscriber in order to qualify, and you've got to DM me your email address. All right, subscribing, it costs nothing. You don't have to worry about it. We don't send you emails. We don't bother you. We're not into bothering people. We have enough of that in our lives, don't we? Also, hit the thumbs up. That's the like button. Tremendous thing to do, polite thing to do, Hoosier hospitality thing to do. Hit the like button. And if you want to make a donation, make a donation. No big whoop. But include a comment or a question that will elevate our level of discourse on the channel. We're also going to talk about the IU spring game, which was held last night. Doors opened at 7. Game started. To the extent it's a game, it's really a scrimmage. It's offense versus defense. They try to figure some things out during 2 quarters where there is live hitting, because you need to hit live in order. People think that you risk your health by not hitting live or by hitting live. The truth is, you risk health by not hitting. So, got to watch some football last night. How much fun was that? Weather, not too bad. We made it through, didn't we? And we got to see some good football. Not a spoiler alert here, but Indiana won. All right, let's talk about the Indiana Hoosiers. Their transfer class ranked 4th. DeVries makes that happen almost by himself, right? And then you've got Enright. And you've got, we've just gotten guys, and they're good guys. And so, this is a transfer class that I think people are going to be able to get behind a little bit. It's a little bit different from last year's transfer class. We'd heard of those guys. A lot of these guys we haven't heard of. But there's still, the one thing that most of them can do is really shoot the 3. And if you got a team that can shoot the 3, you got a chance to win games. If you got a team that can defend and shoot the 3, you are going to win games. Hopefully these guys can defend a little bit. Hopefully they can shoot 3s at a higher rate than Indiana has for the last 8 years. 4 years under Woodson, 4 years under Miller. Really not a good 3-point shooting team at all. How is that even possible? How do you go through a recruiting cycle and not value the 3-point shot? Not look at the 3-point shooters and say, you know what, fellas? I don't think Kanan Carlisle can shoot. And I'll tell you this, Miles Rice shoots well in streaks, but then in other streaks, he doesn't shoot well at all. Umar Ballo can't go out and shoot. Luke Goody, now that's a pretty good shooter. I think we can count on Luke. So one of those guys could shoot. Langdon Hatton couldn't shoot. Never went outside like the protected area in the lane, for God's sake. That's so offensively. They were protecting him from himself. It was like Hoosiers. It was like, do not shoot the basketball unless you're all by yourself under the basket. Ever. And he didn't. He took that order well. The one piece of coaching that Mike Woodson did that stuck in one of these kids' heads. That's a nice thing. This is going to be a group that's a little bit different, I hope. The year before, DeVries, not Tucker DeVries, but Darren DeVries, the year before he came to West Virginia, they filled a lot of spots on the Drake roster with the portal. And Drake was really good the following year. West Virginia, they filled a lot of spots via the portal. And West Virginia won 10 more games. I know it's 19 wins, which is exactly the same number that Indiana had last year, but 9 wins the year before. So DeVries has done this before, and he's done it well. I am going to suspend disbelief for a moment for this one off season. I'm going to trust. I'm going to believe, because the alternative is just too miserable to contemplate. We don't like that alternative. It sucks to think, oh no, here we go again. Which is, I mean, how long did it take us this past season to get there? From really Atlantis, the battle for Atlantis, through the end of the season, we're like, oh my God, what are we doing here? I can't take this anymore. This year, I got to believe it's different, because if I don't believe it's different, life gets really, really tough looking ahead to another season of Indiana basketball. So it's kind of a psychological technique to keep you from, clinical depression, right? Not really, and I'm not making light of depression. Anyway, ranked fourth behind Michigan, Louisville, and Kentucky with 5 to go, potentially 5 to go. Don't have to fill them. There's no rule that says you got to carry 13 on scholarship. In fact, the rule is that you can carry 15, but with a 14th and a 15th on scholarship, you have to forfeit some of your NIL money somehow or another, your rev share money. I don't get the way this whole thing works. They've got to revamp the entire system, make this thing simple. Don't put it in the hands of the attorneys, put it in the hands of somebody else and say, look, vet this through kind of the eyes of fans, good fans, maybe a couple of media guys that you trust, former coaches. Let's have Jay Wright and Dan Dockich do it, all right? They sit and say, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Let's not do that. Okay, put them in charge. All right, let's talk about the Colts, because the Colts have some decision-making to do, and that decision-making will begin in 6 nights, but we kind of covered that yesterday. Now we're going to talk about the second and third rounds. That will be a week from tonight up at Lambeau Field, up in Green Bay, and I think that's going to be an awesome venue for the draft. I think it's going to be tremendous. It could be really, really cold. It could be nice and warm. You never know what you're going to get in like northeastern Wisconsin in the month of April. Could get snow, could get sunny and 78. Really don't know. But let's talk about the second and third rounds. Second round draft pick right now is at 45. Third round draft pick is 80. What I think they wind up doing, because the tiers operate like this, and Ballard's going to talk to us on Monday at 9 o'clock. And what you get is kind of a tiered draft. There's a sort of a tier system in grading the draft. And the tier system is really like 1 through 12 to 18 is the top tier. Those are potentially elite players. And you don't know from one year to the next. Some drafts are a little bit deeper at high-quality players than others. And Colts right in the middle at 14. So if a couple of teams like the Bears and the Raiders get a little bit greedy and they step out and get guys who maybe they have a positional need, all of a sudden the Colts at 14 are in pretty good shape. In one of the mock drafts that I did yesterday, Tyler Warren available at 14. Wouldn't it be nice if he just fell into the Colts' lap at 14? I kind of don't believe that's going to happen. They're going to have to get aggressive to get Tyler Warren. Anyway, at 40, then you've got the second tier, which begins at the end of the first tier, which just stands to reason. And then you drop to about 40, 42, maybe as deep as 45, which is where the Colts pick. What they did in 2020 is they moved up from 41 to 44 to 41 to take Jonathan Taylor. They might do that this year. They might move up. They moved back a couple of years ago to take Alec Pierce at 53. I think they traded out, was it 43, 44 again? And they just dropped back a few spots, and then they took Alec Pierce at 53, saying afterward, that's the guy we wanted the whole time. Yeah. We believe you. These are the guys, or at least the positions, that I think that they ought to get. And that is tight end, but I think they take care of that at 14 with Warren, or move up from 14. And if they don't have to trade 45 to go get him, then let's talk about 45. I think they do something. I think they move up from 45. You got guys who are going to be available in the second, like Demetrius Knight of South Carolina. He's a linebacker. You got Tyler Booker, who might be available there. You got some knuckleheads who think that Tyler Booker is going to go to the Colts at 14. You don't know. And here's the thing with the draft and mock drafts. Everything we scoff at in a mock draft, oh, this guy's out of his mind. Reality is going to be even crazier than the out of his mind guy in the mock draft. You look at guys like Mel Kiper and Daniel Jeremiah. Daniel Jeremiah is my favorite mock drafter. Anyway, you've got all of these mock drafts. Lance Zierlein, and you look at what they're picking. right? And you say, oh, he disagrees with this guy. But none of these guys does this for a living for a team. They don't know. So what's going to happen in real life when you've got 32 general managers making 32 picks in the first round, there are going to be surprises. Then you've got trades, and things are going to get all mixed up and screwy. So at 45, you don't really know where you stand until you get into the early 40s. I don't know whether there's going to be a guy that the Colts are absolutely in love with, but you know what? If you like Demetrius Knight, take him at linebacker. It's a position of need, kind of a glaring need, although Jalen Carlies is all right. Tyler Booker, that's okay, but you can slide Braden Smith over to the guard position and have Gonsalves play right tackle, or flip those two, have Gonsalves at right guard and Smith stays at tackle. You can do that. In the third round, I take CJ West. If CJ West is on the board at 80, I absolutely take him. He reminds me so much in behavior and in athleticism of Grover Stewart. Grover Stewart's 31 years old. Grover Stewart's on the back nine, deep into the back nine. He's cleared Amen Corner. He's cleared the par fives at Augusta. So you got to get a guy who can play the next round, right? That might be CJ West. It would not surprise me and sure, I'm a Hoosier homer. I know. And CJ West is a wonderful guy. And I don't know, for instance, the guy I was talking about, Demetrius Knight. I've never heard him talk. I don't know what kind of a human being he is, but I really like CJ West. Or if not Booker at 45, how about Tate Ratledge? He's from Georgia. At guard at 80. So if you don't get Booker, if you don't get the guard, draft the offensive lineman at 80. Tate Ratledge is really, really good. And again, the thing to remember is, hey, the guys doing the mocks don't know nearly as much as the other guys. And if you have 32 different guys doing a mock, it's going to change the way that mock is kind of, the way that thing's kind of executed. And when you've got 32 guys who do know what they're talking about, mostly, there are exceptions, you know what? You're going to have chaos. All right, let's talk about the Pacers. Pacers start the playoffs tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Cambridge Fieldhouse on ESPN. And how about this? The great Michael Grady and Stephanie White will have the play-by-play and analysis of the game. I like Stephanie White a lot, and I love Michael Grady. Michael Grady is really, really good at what he does. How about this? I wanted him to be in management. That's what I wanted for Michael Grady. I thought he was going to be a hell of a program director. And you know what? He may be before it's all said and done. But he wanted to be talent. I was like, Michael, I kind of like you as a program director. Anyway, great dude. Love that we're going to be able to listen to that game and watch that game with Michael Grady and Stephanie White. Giannis, Kuzma, Portis, Lopez, and Prince for the Bucks. All right? And the good thing about the Bucks is Lillard isn't going to play game one. With Damian Lillard, all of a sudden, you got two really good guys to worry about. You got to have Miles Turner play really, really well against Lopez. You've got to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo out of the paint. Do that, make some threes, bank a win in game one, then Tuesday night, a win in game two, and you've got a death grip on this series. Lose one of those games, you got to win it in Milwaukee, and that isn't going to be so easy. So, but I really like the way the Pacers shape up and kind of match up against the Bucks, especially without Damian Lillard being active for the Bucks. Lee Corso's retiring. We talked about it yesterday afternoon, but still 38 years with ESPN. And it's only been 52 years for Lee Corso since he was hired as the head football coach at Indiana, famously fired by Indiana on the radio. He was listening to WIBC coming back from a recruiting trip in Fort Wayne and heard that he had been fired. That's how Lee Corso found out that it was all over for him. Let's celebrate some birthdays on this beautiful Friday morning. Greg Hansberry celebrating a birthday. He plays the theremin, among other musical instruments. How about that? Who do you know who plays the theremin? Terrific board operator at WIBC. Loved working with Greg. Donnie Kaufman, happy birthday. Lana Humphreys, happy birthday. The great Cameron Coney celebrating a birthday. Sam Gregory, happy birthday. John Wiley. Jim Stansel, happy birthday. Michelle Rice, happy birthday. Don Kronberg, happy birthday. And Kevin Luama, celebrating a birthday. If today's your birthday, you celebrate like hell. If it's not your birthday, you celebrate somebody else. That's best done with an honest and specific compliment. Lift each other up. Don't pull each other down. We're going a little bit long this morning. That's okay, because we have on Our Lads Draft Guide 2 giveaway this morning. The fabulous prize wheel has been recalibrated. Thank you very much for that, Gregory. And now no, you can't come on camera. You just keep your ass back there. Hey, you're the calibrator, and this is what I do. You do what you do. All right. There we go. We spin the wheel and off it goes. Who is going to be the winner? Oh, he had that one almost became detached. And it's a navy blue color belonging to Tom Landrum. I will send this email to the people at Our Lads. And, man, there you go. Congratulations, Tom. We'll give another one of these away this afternoon. We'll see if we have some more to give away next week. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. We'll talk to you later this afternoon. I can't wait.